Hello, hello. This is Mari live stream. We are here every Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST, to discuss everything that has to do anything with search, SEO, AI, all of those fun things that we are into. Anything I would say organic findability. We also discuss social media, we discuss Reddit, we discuss search, we discuss now all the AI platforms, including ChatGPT and all of that, because everything is changing. Things are moving very fast, but in reality, it's all about getting found organically without paying for ads. I'm a huge fan of anything that has to do with organic findability because it's more sustainable, it is more consistent, may not be cheaper in the short term, but in the long term, it definitely is much more rewarding than any ads that you can imagine. I'm in Smarty. I have been in SEO for more than 20 years. I have seen it all, have gone through many updates, many algorithm upgrades, manual penalties, all of that fun. I've seen it all, and I'm excited to be an SEO today, especially because it is moving too fast, and it's actually exciting to see. I don't claim to have all the answers because really no one has all the answers, including Google and ChatGPT. I'm sure they don't know where everything is going, but I love being on top of things and exploring and reading and reporting to you so that you don't have to read all of that and keep track on all the news. Please subscribe, and smarty.com is where I share every news, discussions, new tools, trends. I always try to make it actionable so that you're not lost and you just don't, you have some idea of how you can do something about everything that's going on. But again, I don't have all the answers. Today with me, and always, April, our director of social, as well as our only designer, our brand stylist, social media manager, outreach specialist, lots of great roles that she's having for us. We are thankful for that. She's not so much an SEO, which is great because I would say I am too much an SEO. So sometimes I cannot relate or cannot really understand what kinds of questions people may have to may have according to whatever is going on. Please check Smarty.marketing. This is our agency where we do provide very boutique services. They are no templates. Every client is a special flower. That's how I've been rolling for more than 20 years now. I don't believe in templated reports or templated strategies because I do think that every client is different and every approach is different as well. Today's topic is interesting. It's not new. We've been talking about that for many years. Well, I wouldn't say many, but a couple for sure. And it's about business blogging and blogging in general. I love blogging, just so you know. That's how I started my SEO career. I started a blog, reporting what I'm finding out and giving people some tools, describing, comparing, step by step things that I'm doing and they are working. And that's how I became known in the industry. I'm a huge advocate of blogging, been blogging for my whole career in SEO since college. Been seeing it evolve a lot. And today's topic is how effective and efficient blogging is these days. I started asking that question not because of AI. There is a huge discussion on LinkedIn. Again, check out nsmarty.com to get all the links. I may have I'm not sure if I published, but I will publish it right now. It's been a hectic day for me. But anyways, check out nsmarty.com so that you can find all the links to those discussions. But there is a huge discussion from the founder of DataBox. And DataBox, if you don't know, it's a business analytics platform where you can combine a lot of data into one dashboard and have all the predictions, understand what's going on. They have been growing thanks to content marketing on their blog, and their blog is great. To be honest, I've always been following it. I think I've contributed to it a few times as well. So I'm writer for that blog. I'm follower of that blog. It's a very high quality blog, and they take every article very seriously. Now, the question that the founder of DataBox is asking on LinkedIn is whether it is worth an investment this day, whether blogging is worth it because it doesn't bring traffic or clicks from organic search. It's not news for sure. I've been talking about that since at least Helpful Content Update. I think this was the first huge red flag for all the publishers when suddenly, without doing anything wrong, you can lose organic search traffic. At that point I was asking if it's the end of independent publishers, if that's what you if it's still worth providing high quality content online for free without having any clicks. I still don't have the answer to that question. I think a lot of publishers who were making a living from Google traffic through Google Ads, through affiliate programs, they probably may not be able to do that anymore because they rely on clicks, they rely on traffic. If blogging is worth for business is another, like for business that makes money any other way, that's a different problem because they do not rely as much on clicks as businesses rely on brand recognition, brand mentions, being mentioned in AI. It doesn't have to be clicks for blogging to work. And that's absolutely different monetization model, absolutely different way of thinking about blogging. And I genuinely think that blogging is still the most effective way to build brand awareness. To give you a little bit of context, like I said, I've been blogging for my whole career, for as long as I can remember, since I was probably 20. And I've never been ranking that well. I have never been relying on clicks that well. One of my businesses that I built about 10 years ago didn't even have a keyword. There was nothing to rank for. The only keyword that we were depending on was our brand name at some point when we built the brand name big enough for it to be searched. So I don't believe in business blogging as traffic driver. It has never been like that. And I've been writing about and talking about that for many, many years. Blogging is much more than clicks. Again, if you're not an affiliate blogger that relies on clicks, that of course, I don't have the answer to that. That's probably not worth it. If you're just doing something for clicks, it has never been a very sustainable business model, especially if you rely on just one source of clicks, that is Google. A lot of businesses have been built just on Google traffic. And through all those updates, through all those penalties, I've seen a lot of businesses that lost everything because Google decided to change the algorithm or to punish some kind of optimization tactic that was okay before that. And that's the reason I've been saying that for so many years. You cannot depend on Google, just like you cannot depend on just one source of clicks or conversions. It has never been a smart idea. It has never been something that is sustainable for many years. I personally haven't seen a business, well, I did, but most businesses do not last for more than 5 years if they only depend on Google. Most of them are not there anymore because they failed to build something more than just that traffic driver. I get it. I've been there too. I've been depending on Google traffic with that platform that I mentioned, with that project that I mentioned, that was our brand name. It is very easy to start depending on Google traffic because once it comes, it dominates. It dominates all your sources. It's a great traffic channel because it converts well. It's intent optimized. People who are searching for something know they want to find you, and they are much more likely to convert. So it's very easy to become dependent on that for sure. But you have to try to convert those clicks into something more than just one-time buyers. And that's what we've been doing as well for many years. I haven't been depending on Google for as long as I could, even when it was like that. We basically, with my project that I'm mentioning, it was the brand name, the keyword, the search query, that was our brand name, and the other keyword that we were ranking for, we actually created. It didn't exist before us, but it became very high search volume, and we started depending on that. When those two went, we could still survive because we built the community that was self-sustainable. People were inviting one another, people were inviting their friends, people were recommending us everywhere because we had a strong community. And since then, that's the only thing that I've always been saying. While you have Google traffic, first, do not assume it is forever. It is never forever. You do not own it. That's not your owned channel that you control very well because the algorithm can change, and we've seen it so many times. And secondly, do something to convert those clicks into something sustainable. Maybe even several things. It can be a newsletter, it can be in community, it can be a subreddit that you can build based on that traffic, converting people to your community members. It can be many things, but it should be something you own and control. And that is the biggest thing. So when people are saying that business blogs are not getting as many clicks, does it mean that blogging is dead? I, for one, don't think so, because I have never, my blogs do not rank that well because I've never been about keywords when I write something. I've always used my inspiration. I have never targeted specific keywords on my blogs. If you check SEOsmarty.com, you will see exactly what I mean. I just write what I think is interesting to me. So it's never been SEO blogging for me, even though it was about SEO. Because I'm a very inspirational writer. I cannot target keywords on my blog. I just write what I feel inspired about. So I haven't really been ranking that well. But still, my blog was my first biggest brand and career driver. That's what introduced me to many other people. That was what felt me motivated to move forward. My blog was the first thing that helped me get known in the industry. And since then, whatever project I have, whatever I'm working on, I've been relying on my brand. And that's not that I'm just talking about that in theory. That's exactly what helped me build my career and many projects that I've had throughout that career. So, and I still think that blogging is just about that. You need to be in the center of discussion. You need to provide something worth of sharing and linking to and coming back to and bookmarking, whatever you feel like is worth doing. Your blog should be just like that. It's okay to know your keywords for sure if you want people to answer people problems or questions. You need to know what they are asking, and for sure keywords are exactly for that, to understand what people are struggling with and how to help them. It's okay. It wasn't just like I wasn't answering questions on my blog because I had too many questions myself when I started it. So it wasn't my strategy to answer people's questions because I didn't think I had all the answers. It's okay if you have a business and you want to address people's problems, go ahead and research your keywords. But clicks do not represent the success of a business blog. I would say it has never been just about clicks. If you were blogging just for SEO and for clicks, you should have probably been struggling since at least helpful content update, because that update was just about that. If your blog is created for SEO traffic, it doesn't have to be on ranking. It may be not fair because it can still be a great blog even if it has keyword on top of its strategy. It can still be an expert driven advice and all of that. But that is exactly helpful content update that was a wake-up call for many publishers. You cannot exist for SEO, and that is the main thing, and that is the main reason why blogging is much more than just SEO, much more than clicks. So this is a little emotional, a little personal story of my blogging and what I think blogging is for. I do think that the blogging is still the best business strategy in terms of marketing your brand, spreading brand awareness, especially if you do something awesome like research, surveys, something expert driven, experience driven. That is how we've been rolling. I think in 2 years we have like 6 or 7 articles on our blog as well. But we still do. When we have something important to say, we use the blog to say this, and then we spread it out across other channels like social media, syndicate it somewhere, maybe do some outreach. But the center of everything should be your website and your blog, and it's not just about clicks, for sure. With that, I will go to some questions because I do have another meeting right after this live stream. So let's get it quick and productive today.
Question from the audience.
Are guest posts and backlinks still valuable? Please guide about this. I love I love this question for so many reasons. First of all, the project that I was talking about was exactly to blame for guest blogging as a link building tactic. And it is funny because when I started the community for guest blogging, which was called My Bloggist, no one even talked about guest blogging at all. No one knew it was even possible. No one thought about making it a link building strategy. So I'm in many ways to blame for guest blogging to go so wrong. But I had the best intentions. I've always said guest blogging, just like any blogging on your site. Guest blogging is not about links, and it's not about traffic or clicks. It's again about building your brand your trust, your authority. All of those are the more important signals than backlinks. I don't think my bloggist is still there or the blog from my bloggist is still there, but I've been saying that I think the first article that made a huge impact online when I published something like guest blogging is terrible for link building because I was so tired of all the link builders trying to use our platform for links only. So to answer this particular question, guest blogging is still valuable. Link building is still valuable. Both of these are still valuable if you do this right. If links is not your only ROI, I would say. I think it's in our industry the huge disadvantage of many agencies or many people who are building links is that they over focus on links. Clients pay per link. This is a terrible model. I've never done this myself because I do not believe in it being effective. You cannot pay for links like one for per link payment is just terrible, because proper link building is much more than just a number of links or DA or whatever you put a price on that. A proper link building campaign should include many other things, and those things matter much more than each individual backlink, because getting links is not really hard if you forget about other signals. But other signals are much more important than just backlinks. We do have a link building program at Smarter Marketing. That link building program is digital PR, and we do not report on the number of links or DA. We have clients who ask for that. Can you just give us DAs that you're going to get for us? Domain authorities, if anyone is not aware. We do not do that because in our mind, backlinks are great. First of all, they should be relevant backlinks. Secondly, they should be backlinks that get clicks, because otherwise they're useless. And the third and the most important thing of any link building campaign should be your brand awareness, should be brand mentions, should be brand citations. In the AI world, that is the most important thing, but it was also important in Google. That's why we've been doing this link building service for more than 13 years ago. We've always focused on more than just backlinks. So the answer is guest blogging is great if it's not just for links. It has never been a great idea, never. If you guest blog just for links, it impacts your quality in a bad way. It is not, what can I say? Probably you sacrifice on the quality of the blog because you need that backlink for the count. Let's say you have to get 10 every month. So you agree to guest post on sites that are not, I want to say, real. They exist just to give you links. Never a good idea, never a good neighborhood. So when you over focus on links as your target ROI, it is usually very bad for quality, even if sometimes you try your best, for the first few months you get very picky, but then you start chasing the numbers, and that is the hugest disadvantage, because you start sacrificing on quality. Anytime you link build, anytime you guest post, there should be other target aims, that other goals you are pursuing, and those are better be brand awareness, traffic, community, discussions, engagements. All of those are great for the site. Just for links, never do guest blogging. You're muted, April.
I guess I'll go to my questions now. So how do you find inspiration for what to blog about regularly?
Well, it is, for me, it has always been pretty natural. I blog about what I would like to know myself, I guess. My biggest way to choose a topic is to ask myself, would it be interesting for me personally to read? And that is the only reason. If I think like, okay, this is a boring topic, or this is something everyone already wrote about, or this is not interesting, I would not write about, even if there is a keyword with low difficulty. So it's always been it, and it's not like it's been my strategy. It just comes naturally, because if I write an article, I want to be interested in the topic. So I guess if more blogs were like that, like if you want to write a recipe, for example, it's not about the keyword and not about search volume. Honestly, I think that I've been writing for many years. On my personal blog, there may be one or two articles that I actually checked if there are keywords for those topics. In most cases, I just, oh, look, I'm reading something and I have an idea, and I create a Google Doc right away. I make a draft, not to forget, and it hangs in my browser until I finish the article. That's how usually I work. I don't check if anyone is searching for that. In most cases, if you are curious about something, there are huge chances that other people will be interested in reading that as well. So I'm not actually trying to, I don't do keyword research for blogs, which is not bad. I'm not against the idea of doing keyword research. I think I haven't been failing to do that, mostly because I've never had time for that, because I've always running a few projects, and if it's a personal blog or my newsletter, I just write what I'm inspired about. It's not a bad idea to check your keywords, of course. Actually, it's a very smart and strategically good idea. We usually do that for our clients as well. I think it's just making it the only goal. Like if there is no keyword, I'm not writing it. This is not the right thing, the right way to think about that. Keywords are great, they're helpful. In most cases, it's a smart idea to find them. But even if you cannot find a keyword for your blog idea, it should be written. I guess it doesn't have to be 100% decision making point keyword research. It is a great way to maybe even expand your topic, find more angles, structure your article in a way that there are other questions answered there, but it doesn't have to be the only decision-making point. Even if there are no keywords, but you feel inspired to write something, go ahead and do that. I guess this is how blogs should work. This is how they made for human beings. This is how they're made unique, because your idea is usually your experience with the topic, what you're interested in. That style and messaging is what making your blog unique. If you are just about SEO, if you're just about keywords, that's when you become just one of many SEO blogs out there, SEO driven blogs out there. That's where you lack uniqueness, originality, and you're like something that makes people remember you. I guess that's the biggest misunderstanding since since SEO was born. SEO is more like in many cases it's helping. It doesn't have to be the only decision making point. It doesn't have to be the only thing you care about. that is when SEO becomes dangerous, when it's the only channel, the only thing that you care about. It can support everything else you're doing, even social media. You can check keywords, you can check you can optimize social media channels or your brand name, all of that. Like there is SEO aspect in anything you're doing, but it has to support other channels and your website and your ideation and what you're doing. It doesn't have to be the main thing in your book, because that is the key to success of SEO. With that, thank you for all the questions and comments. I'll definitely send them out. I see Lisa there, Adam there, all great people. Thank you so much for joining. April, thank you so much for being with me again. See you next week, and have a great rest of your week and your weekend. Again, Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST, and don't forget to subscribe and share it. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.